Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you a really cool team you can use for this week's invasion event. And it's upscalable as well, which means you can basically change it as the event evolves. But what is really important is you do use event captain Do Stone Shatter in this team, gets +2 magic, and also earns +2 score, which is really, really important. Essential you use that troop in literally any team you use for this event. So we're going to try and get tier 1, 2 and 3 if you can. Tier 1, really good, gives you the potion of enchantment as well as some other stuff. All your troops start enchanted at the start of battle, makes this really, really fast to get charged. Tier 2 is where you pick up Do Stone Shatter, guaranteed. This event's Siegebreaker is great at battling towers, and indeed it is. Does damage to an enemy, and if they're a tower, deal 3 to 5 times damage based on my ascensions, then create 1 to 3 times 3 wildcards. If you can't get that third trait, Siegebreaker doesn't really matter because we're not going to be really using this for skull damage. We're going to be charging up and doing the damage that way most of the time. Now, to get this to mythic level, you can do it one of two ways. You can either buy enough tiers from the shop, costing you a load of gems to make sure you get enough of them to take it all the way up to mythic level, or you can spend 2 of your blue ascension orbs doing it that way if you can spare them. But yeah, good to try and get it to mythic level if you can. At tier 3 there is a weapon, Lost Chant, explode magic +1 green gems, another explodey summony weapon, grants a random status effect to all wildfolk allies, then summons a wildfolk troop. Good weapon, but we're not going to be using it for this event. Right, now to show the team. Like I say, there's a nice way you can evolve this team. We can start off on the easy stages using a quick team like this. King Silenus, all wildfolk allies start with 50% mana, and can chip in with some damage as well if we like, but is the bonus of that quick start, which makes this nice at the beginning. Queen Bee is a wild folk. She'll get that 50% start and creates 9 green and 9 brown gems, then deals a lot of true scatter damage with independent 40% chances to gain an extra turn and half her mana back. So that is all that green, all that brown, all that damage. This works really well with Tooth of the Wild and Geomancer class. Tooth of the Wild, very cool weapon indeed, exploding magic +1 and green gems, giving a random status effect to all the wildfolk allies, then summons a wildfolk troop. But the reason this works so well in Geomancer, if we take a look at this, is because we have some cool things here. We have stuff like Impact, which is good. We have Anti-Magic Sphere, which is nice. You can have Tactician to boost up the amount of gems we explode at the beginning. But remember that Queen Bee creates all that green and all that brown. When we get brown, we charge up the weapon at the same time as well as get rock solid on every single brown match. I just pressed the back button there by accident. So that is really cool. And when she matches green, we just get enchant at the same time as well as charge herself up. So that mixture that Queen Bee does is absolutely fantastic in this class to get the benefits of rock solid and Tree of Knowledge at the same time. And Fortitude is just good. Immune to stun, poison, disease, death mark, lycanthropy and devour is always handy. So on the early stages, it's just all about just charging up the weapon, casting the weapon, or collect some blue, collect some green for Queen Bee and get the job done. The way this can evolve later on is you can sacrifice that 50% start by adding in a extra Queen Bee tricks. That'll be a pretty cool way to go about it. So what we do later on, as things start to get a little bit tougher, is do that and swap them around like that, because with the explosion from this charging up the team really quickly and those potions of enchantments, Queen Bee is going to be ready to go in a couple of rounds anyway, and they have a chance to just loop on each other and just do that again and again. If you do have the mythic troop, where is he? He's down here somewhere. The Scourge of Honor, that is a very good choice as well. You can actually go like that as well. That is another good choice, because the way that Queen Bee generates all this brown, that is going to feed into the weapon, and any excess brown will feed over into the Scourge of Honor, who does a lot of true damage to all enemies, then gains 2 mana back for each cursed or diseased enemy. Cursed and diseased, a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems, is very good as well. If you can go with this route and you've got the weapon, the Ruby Macaque is a very nice weapon to use for this as well, because let's go to that. Where's it gone? There it is. Because if you do that, then you've got another true damage option. You've got true damage to all enemies. You've got the explosion, which is going to charge it up. You've got a 50% mana start. Then you've got the true damage from Queen B. You've got the brown feeding into the Ruby Macaque and the Scourge of Honor, and you've still got that Doe Stone Shatter. So that is the ultimate lineup really for this if you've got all the troops. But like I say, I'm going to stick it to the no mythic option for now. But like I say, at the start we'll just stick to this team and get the job done this way. The banner for this will be the Kobold banner from Emperor Nazar, +2 yellow, +1 brown, -1 purple. Well, let's jump in and do a few battles. Very fast at the start, we're just looking to get the weapon charged up or Queen B. Literally whatever happens first. Well, Queen B just got charged up automatically, what do you know. Bingo bango, super kaboosh, everybody's dead. Well, I've jumped forward to stage 7, and I was expecting to have to change the team by now. But this team is still absolutely flying through these stages, which I absolutely was not expecting. And the reason is, I was well aware that Queen B had a chance to do things quickly, but the cool thing is, because she matches that brown and normally the green at the same time, what happens then is, when you cast this, it just charges up Queen B again. So Queen B gets the cast really quickly right at the start. If she doesn't loop on herself, that often charges up the weapon, and you cast the weapon, that charges up Queen B again. And it's that straightforward. Been absolutely flying through these stages. Like I said in the start of the video, the great benefit of this as well is when you cast Queen B, she creates brown and green at the same time, which gives us rock solid and a tree of knowledge at the same time. And there you go, if Queen B loops, it's absolutely happy days. Not even bothering with that though Stone Shatter at the moment. Let's buy one more set of stuff. Just show a few more stages. Right, let's do a few more battles. But yeah, but you can swap the team around if you like, as I showed at the beginning of the video, but right now, it doesn't seem a lot of point. It's like Queen B is just absolutely flying, and she didn't get self-charged. You can collect these 4 matches first if you like. When we cast that, it's going to charge up Queen B, and she gets a chance to do it all again. What we got? Queen B's ready. I've got the weapon charged. That got Queen B charged, and this has been happening literally just non-stop. Obviously, depending upon your power of your Queen B, you may have to cast her multiple times, but the theory would be exactly the same. Just keep on rinse and repeat. Cast Queen B, charge up the weapon if she doesn't repeat cast, and then cast the weapon to charge up Queen B, and keep on going. The weapon gets charged up first, we can cast that to benefit from those status effects. Love the fact we get Tree of Enchantment and Rock Solid pretty much every single time Queen B casts. If one of the towers is near to cast in, you can get rid of them absolutely immediately with our Stone Shatter if your Queen B is not ready. But all the while she is, blast them out of there. There we go. All that green that gets left behind just charges up Queen B so fast when we cast a weapon and just obliterates the enemy. Been super straightforward on the last stage, the Citadel stage. All the towers now are appearing. But it doesn't matter, they're still getting absolutely annihilated by this. Very straightforward. No mythic team. Sometimes some of the best teams are the most simple. There we go, we just keep on casting Queen B. She'll get all that mana. We get the barrier at the same time for the top troop. That gets Tree of Enchantment at the same time. So even if Queen B didn't get to cast again or recharge, we cast a weapon. Right, let's make this the last one then. See, I thought I was going to have to show the version with the Ruby Macaque and stuff like that and Scourge of Honor, but there's literally no need to. These 2 top troops are doing literally all the heavy lifting. Making a mockery of it. That's what I'm doing, casting Queen B. If she doesn't get charged, just casting the weapon, then repeating. Wow. But there it is. Enough of that malarkey. there's a very cool team to get this job done. There's the video, there's the team. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. And maybe even consider sharing the video amongst other Gems of War players, your guild, things like that. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. Bye for now.